Outward structures, hypermasculine. Society is structured around linear time, circadian dominance, productivity, performance, assertion, efficiency, all hallmarks of yang. Work weeks, school systems, even lighting and temperature control all suppress yin cycles like the infradian rhythm, rest and darkness. But beneath the surface, inner psyches, excessive yin in men, fragmented yang in women, men disconnected from true masculine essence, sovereignty, clarity, protection. Many operate from emotional reactivity, escapism, fear of leadership, which are unanchored yin traits. Porn, overstimulation, weak boundaries, instant gratification, leaking Jin and Shen, their own sexual energy. Women, many forced to perform in masculine systems, but without being resourced from within. This leads to hormonal disruption, high cortisol levels, testosterone imbalance, and more. Hyper-control, burnout, disconnection from the womb, and receptive softness. Instead of embodying true yin, many adopt compensatory yang, which is dry, rigid, and non-harmonized. This isn't natural polarity, it's wounded polarity. The current masculine essence we see in society is often unbalanced, leading to perceived toxic yang, mechanical, extractive, sterile, lacking spirit, soul, wisdom, and spiritual purpose. The feminine essence many live in is often disordered yin, confused, lacking containment or boundaries. So you get a world that looks masculine on the outside, but is hollow and yin fragmented on the inside. Why this inversion exists, esoterically speaking. From a more esoteric point of view, this inversion keeps people out of alchemical balance. It prevents individuation, because individuation requires yang to ignite personal will and separation from collective unconscious, yin to receive the mystery, the soul, the unknown. Without both, people stay in dependency, chaos, or mechanical survival, easy to control, easy to manipulate. The gradual suppression of yang, a timeline of energetic inversion. Industrial revolution. Human beings become cogs in a machine. Masculine labor becomes merchandise, detached from nature and spirit. Creative yang, blacksmiths, builders, warriors, explorers are replaced with obedient function. Post-war era and 1950s. After World War II, societies pushed for stability, order, and conformity. Rise of the nuclear family model. Men become workers, women become homemakers. Both get boxed into rigid roles. The man is now defined not by spirit, but only by his ability to submit to routine and provide. Chemical and sexual disruption, 1970s onward. Introduction of plastics, estrogen-mimicking chemicals, hormone-altering foods, decline in testosterone, sperm count, and male fertility globally. Men increasingly lose vital fire. Women are pushed into survival mode, masculinity. Mid-late 20th century, education becomes standardized, stamping out creative, will, and training obedience. Media reinforces collective narratives over inner authority. The Cold War accelerates fear-based thinking, discouraging dissent. Digital age and 21st century. Constant dopamine-driven consumption disperses focus. Yang requires focused will. Porn, video games, endless scrolling, training passivity and emotional fragmentation. Real Yang, the fire of action, vision, and sovereign choice, is replaced with spectatorship, stagnation. Why Yang is a threat to control systems. A truly young man is ungovernable. True Yang means discernment. You see through illusions and narrative. Action. You move from center, not from fear. Individuation. You don't need external validation or rules to live truthfully. Protection. You guard your energy, others, and the sacred. This is not aggression, it's sovereignty. Control systems, governments, corporate media, social platforms cannot function smoothly when many people question authority, refuse to obey irrational rules, build parallel systems, speak boldly, and protect the weak. So better to invert polarity, confuse men about their purpose, shame young expression as toxic, exhaust women by forcing them into hyper-performance, stripping them of their power. Keep everyone in energetic limbo, outwardly busy, inwardly passive. Step 1. Biological disruption, energetic distortion. Chemical warfare on hormones, endocrine disruptors, BPA, phthalates, parabens, soy derivatives, etc. Lower testosterone in men and raise androgens or estrogen in women, leading to feminized, passive, infertile men, hyper-masculized, infertile, or hormonally unstable women. These chemicals are everywhere: plastics, water, food, cosmetics. Result: instinctual mate selection becomes distorted. Men feel less attraction, women feel less satisfied, sacred union is weakened. Step 2. Cultural programming reinforces the damage. Media and academia. Men are taught that masculinity equals aggression or toxicity. Women are told that femininity equals weakness, dependency. Empowerment is redefined as becoming like the other pole instead of deepening into your own. Relationship confusion. Feminized men can't lead or protect. Masculinized women feel abandoned and exhausted. The natural dance of polarity becomes a battle of roles rather than a flow of resonance. This creates mass disconnection, breakup of families, infertility, despair, and more. The cycle of polarity collapse. Disrupt female hormones, reduce coupling, less male drive and testosterone. Reduce yang in men, women forced to embody yang, burnout, and disconnection from womb wisdom. Both become spiritually infertile, unable to create, lead, or love from a divine place. This becomes a feedback loop of energetic drain and spiritual devolution. Why this matters spiritually. Polarity is the engine of spiritual evolution. Yang is required to individuate, to ascend, to pierce through illusion, the seed. Yin is required to receive, mystery, to unveil, to nurture, to birth creation into life, the soil. When you collapse polarity, no spiritual fire, yang, no womb space for soul or creation, yin. You get mechanized humans, spiritually sterilized collectives, obedience, not awakening. The real revolution. Men reclaiming yang not as domination, but as divine solar radiance. woman reclaiming yin, not as weakness, but as deep magnetic power, both refusing to be inverted, extracted, and confused. Divine union, the king and queen on the chessboard of life. When man and woman come together in harmonized polarity, meaning he is rooted in solar-directed yang, presence, will, consciousness. She is anchored in lunar magnetic yin, receptivity, embodiment, creative flow. And when they engage, not in lust-driven sex, but in consecrated alchemical union, they don't just make love, they create universes. What happens in divine sexual alchemy? Electromagnetic merging. Their polarity creates a torus field that becomes a living Merkaba, light body, vehicle, etc. This torus can pull energy from the earth, cosmos, and what is sometimes referred to as the Akashic plane. Kundalini ascent. Sexual energy is transmuted, not discharged. The serpent fires Kundalini merge in the spine, rise through the meridians, and open the crown. They begin to access direct gnosis, bypassing third-party religions or political structures. Access to cosmic intelligence. In orgasm, less or trans-orgasmic states, valley orgasm tantra, the mind can enter Akashic flow. True downloads occur, insight, inventions, and bring forthcoming wisdom and information into the world, which is extremely powerful. This is direct communion with the Logos, the intelligence behind all creation. These couples become active creators of reality, shaping timelines and influencing the morphogenetic field. They're not passive, they are king and queen, priest and priestess, sun and moon. In ancient cultures, such unions were seen as divine rights. They restored balance to the entire community. Why this threatens control systems? Because when a man and woman awaken to this together, they cannot be controlled. They cannot be gaslit by society, media, religion, or fear. They live from within, guided by truth, not programming. Their union radiates a frequency that dismantles illusions in others. This is why empire after empire, church after church, has attempted to shame sex, demonize feminine power, suppress masculine sovereignty, replace sacred union with transactional relationships, porn, or state-defined marriage. Because a world of sovereign divine union is a world no longer governable through fear. Esoteric orders knew this and often hid it. The early Gnostics, Tantrikas, Egyptian priests, and mystery school adepts all knew that sexual union was the gateway to divine intelligence. Even alchemical symbols, like the Red King and the White Queen, speak to the sacred marriage of these polarities. This is the real Hieros Gamos, the sacred inner and outer marriage. But as empires rose, this knowledge was occulted, hidden, or distorted. Sexual magic was branded sinful or dangerous. Women were labeled temptresses, and men taught to fear their own desire. The true gate to power was locked behind shame, guilt, and misinformation. Individuation requires polarity restoration. The path is not to reject either pole, but to restore your own inner yang, solar will, focus, ascension, without becoming rigid or egoic. Heal your inner yin, receptivity, deep listening, womb wisdom, without falling into chaos or emotional turbulence. Only this integration allows you to stand in the world, but not be of it, to act without being acted upon. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, if it resonated with you, if it touched you in any way, Please do consider interacting with this video so that it can reach more people. Consider possibly sharing the video or subscribing to join us on this journey. I also have a Patreon account in which I'm now beginning to upload private videos and have a space where I can focus on answering follow-up questions to people personally. I'm wishing you a beautiful day, evening, or night, wherever you are on this floating rock.